Alright folks, the second new vehicle in the Waffentrigger boxes 2024 is the 𝗥𝗲𝗰𝗴 70K Premium Tier 8 German light tank. It is practically a medium tank chassis with an unmanned turret, housing a sniper 90mm, has less DPM than the Bulldogs or the 𝗥𝗲𝗰𝗴, so more about stealth with this vehicle, but you're not outspotting a 𝗟𝗟𝗃 HIVN or even a 𝗟𝗟𝗃 if he's stationary, equipped with a CVS or commander vision system, so highly doubtful this vehicle is going to be that good. Doesn't have a niche, doesn't have a gimmick, does not have an autoloader, 90mm. So originally it was at tier 10, but they down tier it to tier 8, shifting a 105 to a 90, even though visually speaking the gun model is the same. So this should be a 105, but on paper it's a 90, so who the hell knows. But compare this to a Bulldog or the 𝗥𝗲𝗃𝗴, has less DPM. So 1700 compared to 2200, 2300 almost, but the same caliber practically, same alpha damage, slightly better pin but not much. The same high explosive HESH round or HEP round for the high explosive slot, but high explosive anti-tank is practically almost the same as well, so just slower reload time, right? But you have better camo, slightly, not really. This thing has the camouflage paint, but slightly better camo, even though view range is not as good. 380 compared to 400, and 410 on the 𝗥𝗲𝗃𝗴. So as a light tank, I don't know, it's about sniping. Has a hydropneumatic suspension for 17 degrees of gun depression, which is okay I guess, but crew of 3 missing out on the loader in some cases, unfortunate, but also doesn't fit the girls on Panzer crew, missing a gunner, so 𝗥𝗲𝗃 is a loader, not the gunner. Okay. So this 90 seems decently enough, but lacks a DPM. I mean, accuracy is alright. It has the gun depression, so you could make full use out of something like the ship on the Glacier map or the Swedish map, where you drive up the hill into the wreckage of the ship. You can actually shoot downwards into the heavy tanks with 17 degrees of gun depression. That's pretty good, but any other time that is superfluous, right? 10 degrees is good enough. 12 is pretty decent. 17 is kind of overkill in most cases, but I don't know. I don't know how I feel about this 17 degrees of gun depression, even though it could work most of the time. You don't have it to the sides, right? Gun depression is not that good to the sides, only 10. So dispersion while moving, not that bad, but compare this to a Bulldog. Slightly better while moving, but not as good while traversing the turret. Faster shell velocity though, so that's nice. APCR as standard compared to AP as default. So slightly faster shell velocity, but less DPM, so less top speed. Effective traverse is also slightly slower, as well as effective top speed, but better engine power, so rev up faster. Do carry a little bit more rounds, faster shell velocity, even though it costs more for the same alpha by 110 credits. You won't notice it, but it just costs a little bit more. Huh? I mean, better accuracy, crappier aim time, it's alright. So the big downside to current light tank meta is this vehicle cannot compete with the likes of 𝗟𝗟𝗃 HIVN. That thing will outspot you. Some medium tanks will outspot you if they're catered towards spotting, like the 𝗟𝗟𝗃. So tier 8 light tanks, they are the meta. Where the hell is the meta? That is the meta. That is super small. All the arbitrary stats like firepower, mobility, doesn't matter. When you have the camo, when you have the small size, this thing performs as a light tank. You are playing a pseudo medium tank with stuff like this. This is a medium tank body, practically. This is huge. Same thing applies to the TL LT 432. Yeah, this thing. Right. This is a medium tank. It has the mobility, but has decent enough armor for a light. It's a medium tank practically. You're not competing this with stuff like this to spot. So yeah, light tank meta is kind of weird. So if you are faced off against something like this, you're not going to do that much spotting, but you cannot fall back. You cannot go towards the hill on Prokhorovka and leave the field wide open. That way your teammate is going to get slaughtered by stuff like this. So if they know you're on the opposite end of the map, they're going to push your field and you're going to lose all your snipers and medium tanks. But yeah, medium tank is going to outspot some of these vehicles, right? 16% camo is not that great. Has the horsepower per ton ratio, but not the top speed. Doesn't have the view range. Has slightly better camo than the Bulldog. I don't know how I feel about this. Let's compare it to the Boresk. That is a medium tank. So theoretically, if the Boresk is stationary, if it has the CVS, the Commander Vision System, equipped, so Commander Vision System equipped, theoretically, he can outspot you with optics. If he has better camo, better view range, and he's stationary, you could have the moving camo bonus, but that thing has 14.5% while moving camo. It's not lacking while moving too. So this thing's not gonna outspot Boresk for some reason. That's a medium tank. So it's like with any other light tank. You play a little bit more passively at the start. Try to spot a few if you can, but your teammates should know that you're not going to outcompete ELC at this stage. So the best you can hope for is somewhat spotting if you can, but waiting for them to push and you get the jump on the ELC through a crack of the lines, but I doubt it. So for equipment, it is the standard for all high tier light tanks. So you have Commander Vision System, it is imperative. This thing will destroy all bush camping medium tanks, sometimes light tanks. It is imperative to have this thing, no question. Optics, low exhaust, camo system, good, but first slot with a bonus, definitely CVS. You should use this thing. Camouflage net, ancient technology. Binoculars, ancient. That is super passive scouting. When CVS wasn't a thing, when a low exhaust system wasn't a thing, you use binoculars and camouflage net to passive scout. But that is 6-7 years ago. So old meta. Nowadays, Commander Vision System. Second, better camo while moving, very important, and optics. But yeah, rest of these equipment, don't even think about it. Even though you are supposed to cater towards firepower, like with the Bulldog, oh, it's a 90mm with a decent HEP round or HESH round, but you're not expecting to do that much damage. I want you to spot. I have the guns on tank destroyers, on medium tanks, on heavy tanks. You have the mobility to spot, cater towards spotting. Dealing some damage with the HESH round is good, right? When you're jumping on an ELC with the HESH, that's great, but you're not supposed to put a rammer or vertical stabilizer. But yeah, damage dealing light tanks is pretty awkward, like with the T49 in a sense. You have the big derp gun, but it is not going to spot stuff, so you should just use the 90 on the T49 or the 105 on the Sheridan, but I don't know. Alright, field mods, it is practically the same at tier 8. There's only difference is wheel vehicles or actual light tanks, but first one is better top speed or better engine power. You already have very good engine power. Better top speed. 60 km/h top speed is not that great, so better top speed. Accuracy or DPM. You won't notice the difference with the DPM change that much. It is only about 100 or so. 150, but that's the Bulldog. Bulldog has decent DPM, so I would say better accuracy, just for the sniping aspect. And reverse speed or protection against high explosive and stun duration and injury. I would say drive around in a circle. Don't reverse, but better protection with a 3-man crew is kind of important, unless you don't have Mentor, right? So 20 reverse speed, that is alright, but I would say better protection. So yeah, helping out with not getting stunned is also a big factor when you're getting spotted by artillery. So I would say stun protection and better injury protection than reverse speed. So overall, this vehicle feels bland. There's no gimmick. The gun doesn't feel as good as a sniper gun. If this thing has like 230mm Pen APCR standard shell, we can talk. If this thing has a 3-round autoloader, 4-round autoloader, we can talk. Now it doesn't feel that great, right? It doesn't feel that good. This was the tier 10 version back on Super Test, but 105 compared to 90. Better pen, obviously, but yeah, better alpha too. A lot better engine power too, but yeah, this thing wasn't also that good. Only 30 rounds, so cannot really spam that much. Gun model is practically the same, so they did not shrink it by like 5% or so for the caliber technically, but did they shrink it or did they not? I cannot tell from the actual picture. It's a pixel of a difference, but maybe? Kinda? I don't know. So yeah, this vehicle, I also rated it not that high. It's whatever of a light tank, right? In the meta of EBRs, this thing gets outspotted. But then again, in the meta of Manticores, you're not matching up with the EBR. Manticore will outspot this thing. But I don't know. Unless it has a gimmick of some sort, right? A big gimmick. Manticore has the camo. What does this thing have? Nothing really, when you think about it. So, back then, I rated this vehicle out of, let's see, a year and a half ago, February of 2023, 4 out of 10. I didn't even put a summary. What the hell was I doing? God damn it. Stupid noob. You're supposed to put a summary for future self to reference back to. German 𝗟𝗞𝗽𝗴 75. Kinda. It's a very flat vehicle too, but yeah, 4 out of 10. For now, it's also feeling like a 4 out of 10 too. Doesn't feel that great. Not really. So out of the list, like I said, E77 got nerfed. This vehicle was at tier 10. The best vehicle, if you don't have it, is a 𝗥𝗲𝗃 T56 with a skid. But if you already have the 𝗥𝗲𝗃 T56, it's redundant, right? So you don't need another one. 56 toilet paper sucks. 𝗥𝗲𝗃 is a relic. 𝗟𝗞𝗽𝗴 Proto is a stock 𝗟𝗚𝗽𝗏. Chieftain T95 was a recruit reward tank. So practically Astron with the 𝗥𝗲𝗃 T56. Gonzalo is whatever. It's a workable Caliban, but that's not saying much. ISU is whatever too. So might as well play the regular 152 than a double shot 122, but whatever, it's okay. So this box is not that great, right? Not really that great. So unless you already have most of these vehicles and you're just getting the duplicates for the gold, but I also mentioned this, the fillers, some of them don't yield that high of a gold count, like the 𝗥𝗲𝗃, like the Chieftain T95. Those are about 6,500 gold. Not that much. So this vehicle should be about 7,000 gold or so. Tier 8 light tanks usually don't have that high of a gold cost. So light tanks, tier 8. Let's see. HWK30, 5,800. Jesus. That is measly. That is paltry. What about the Sinlac? Oh my god. ELC? All of them are the same? Holy crap. No way. Really? I did not notice that. All of them are about... Really? 5,800? Is it glitched? No. Oh, this thing doesn't have the gold cost yet. Why not just put this thing into the loot box? Into the Waffentrigger boxes, right? Makes more sense, but no. Wow, holy crap. All of them have... This thing costs 7,000 gold, even though we don't have it. It's a PT-76, practically. But that is surprising. That is real surprising to me how all of them have the same gold cost at tier 8. 5,800 gold. So possibly the worst you could get as a duplicate. But yeah, this box is not worth it. In all honesty, this box is not worth it if you want to farm the gold. This box is not worth it if you want to get the premium tanks. The premium tanks are not that good. It's not broken, and some of these are ancient, like the KV5, like the Cheeton T95. Ancient vehicle. Toilet paper tank, suck. I hate it. But if you just want the skins, I guess, or the guaranteed gold, I guess. I mean, it's the first time they put guaranteed gold into everything other than holiday ops, but I don't know how much this box will cost in comparison, so yeah, it feels very measly, paltry, redundant. So there will be a micro patch tomorrow, and they'll add the assets for these stuff, including the Project Ion 𝗥𝗲𝗰𝗴 T56. So we get to look at the skin, but other than that, yeah, there's whatever, right? You could get 200,000 free XP if you're lucky. Not likely, but okay. So what? Okay. Get to play 20 battles with the 𝗥𝗲𝗃𝗃 off E100. Just give us back this vehicle as a collector's item, right? Or even auction it off. It's not that great anymore. You get bombarded with the new crew skills and artillery still, right? Auto cannons. High explosive auto cannons. Shred your health. Oh. Well, there you go, folks. The 𝗥𝗲𝗃𝗃 𝗵𝗴 70K. It's a 4 out of 10. It's not that great. So you're still obligated to spot, but you're not outcompeting stuff like the meta, unfortunately. But hey, maybe better for front lines. Play the Bulldog. It's better for front lines. You have more DPM, right? You have more DPM with the Bulldog. So more view range too, but this thing has better camo. You rarely use the 17 degrees of gun depression. 4 out of 10. So as always, thank you guys for watching this video. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. I'll see you guys next time. Peace.
触れてみたい秘密と壊してみたい夜の中で間違いだらけの遊びしようよ